Yeah,
Let
that's
me
gonna
check
be way
if
easier than this.
So how would you fix this, Rima?
How would you fix this? You design the units differently, and you design the monsters differently. Because the problem here is that every map, and there are just 2 maps, has the same strategy. There's no different strategy between the maps. The things with, let's say, Rush Royale, what Rush Royale does is that they add more units through the wave, through like these arenas or what, like Clash Royale.
This is a no bullshit gaming show where we talk about games and their revenue in great detail, powered by our ad monetization, game design, and user acquisition triple threat expertise. Welcome to the 2.5 Gamers, the unfiltered truth served with a side of giggles. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Tune in now and stay 2.5 steps ahead of the gaming industry.
Actually, the intro this time. Who of you? Do the fucking intro.
Who
Yeah.
you?
Who of you?
Matej. I speak Matej.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode. We're recording this a bit late because Matej is actually mentally retarded because he's been on a trip away. So I'm doing the introductions. I will do the UA part, and we will try to communicate with Matej with crayons.
Yeah.
Today we are doing a very special episode. We are covering a very cool new game that's just out called Lucky Defense, which we heard a lot about in China as the next new big thing. And
Which everybody already cloned there. You're late.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone
Nobody
in China
knows.
already cloned it. Well,
Nobody
he
knows
speaks.
Oh yeah,
wow, he speaks.
Yeah. Come on. Nobody knows about this game in West. We knew about this game for a while. So thank you very much. Welcome. My name is Matej Lancaric.
I'm Felix Braberg.
And I'm Jakub Remia. Are we?
Are we? Yeah. We are.
It's really 2.5 gamers today because.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. How was your
Absolutely.
bachelor party? It was good?
Good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm alive. Speechless, brainless, but I'm alive. That's fine. Gonna be better tomorrow. So, Jakub, please try to share the screen, and let's hope this game is not on server maintenance like last week.
Yeah, by the way, for people asking like why didn't we release this blah, 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 because we literally got fucked by the server maintenance last time. We literally set up the podcast, did everything, and then 1 minute in and the game went into server maintenance.
Exactly in the hour we were supposed to record. So yeah. Let's see.
You could say we were pretty lucky.
Well, or unlucky. Don't worry. We started recording and we have like 2-minute recording, so I will share it on our YouTube channel as well.
Blop reel at the end.
Yeah, because I'm retarded today, but you were fucking retarded back then, so we are even, my friend.
All right,
anyway,
we're covering this game because basically in the last 30 days, it has about 380,000 active users, and it has made already
like
$6.3 million in the last 30 days in IP revenue.
Yeah, it's currently making something like 300k IP a day, with I guess
up.
Yeah, with a lots of ads also on top, which our Felix can tell us what's the exact non-exact number. Some framing before we continue this road. So as usual, this is a game by 1100%.
And our listeners
and those who know and guess, these are the guys that did Random Dice. Random Dice was a game that scaled and was popular in March 2020, where it hit something like 9 million a month. It peaked there, and then it went down. The important part is that there was this other company called My Games, which did Crash Royale, which was basically the westernized version of Random Dice. So,
yes.
And here we are back again, 4 years later, where there's another tower defense game from this company, which also peaked yet at something like 8 million a month. So we'll see if the story will repeat. The other interesting part of their portfolio, of course, is Supercent, as we covered the studio before with Pizza Ready and all the other hyper casual wonders. So that's like these guys also have their fingers in this. And yeah, I don't think so any other kind of major games on their portfolio regarding the 1100%.
So do you
The
think
other-
our friends in Cyprus right now are just looking at this and being like, nice game?
Yes.
we were
Be
we were
ashamed
here.
if someone westernized it.
Yeah.
Exactly. The other interesting thing is that tower defense genre itself is a little bit peculiar. So let me just kind of
Oof, I
show.
couldn't say that word today.
Yeah. So you'll see. So if you go by
Because you
download
are
wise,
peculiar.
of course, if you go by download wise, last 30 days the top games are of course Plants vs Zombies, which is everyone darling.
Fucking dead.
No, it's not. There's Plants vs
No, you're
Zombies and
dead.
Plants vs Zombies
I
2. Yeah, it's okay.
No, but
That's
nobody
download
cares
wise, of
about
course,
it.
but IP wise, it's a completely different picture because we have Arc Knights from Yostar being the main game in
yeah.
the pack, with
Played
50
that a
million
little
a
bit
month.
last year.
Then we have Bang Bang Survivor, which makes 13 million on the revenue of Sensor Tower chart, which we see, but we already know that it
Mhm.
makes a shit ton of more in China, as we
Yep.
were told. And then in the third place, we already have Lucky Defense, surpassing.
Can you show me the non-dead Plants vs Zombies, please?
What do you mean?
In this graph?
They're not here because
know.
they're dead. You didn't get the dead joke, man. You're just too slow. So the important thing, and this is like one of the other important things here, if we go country wise, this game makes 80% of the money in South Korea. And this is really important to say. This is not your Western whatever success waiting to happen. Second place, Taiwan. US revenue 3%.
Is
Yeah,
that
but
why
look-
the ad
look-
placements are so bad?
Look at the downloads. US versus South Korea.
Yeah. 2 million against 200k, basically more than 2 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we go here also, just to cross compare with Random Dice, Random Dice already did something like 130 mil IP wise, let's say 20 mil. Downloads wise, soft launch in something like September 2019.
Yeah, but look at US.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a different picture where US is responsible for something like 17% of overall revenue and 17% or like 18% overall revenue on downloads. But still, there's the big, let's say, Asian countries in the top, with South Korea doing 45%. Then there's Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and only Germany somewhere here.
But
So
still, look at the ratio of downloads South Korea versus US. That's why there's so much more revenues.
yeah. Because if we look at, let's look at some of these games. Let's say either Watcher of Realms or Rush Royale. And
Yeah,
if
we
we
get
check-
Rush Royale. Compare that to Rush Royale. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like a pretty good comparison to look at. So if we look at Watcher of Realms, which is pretty much tower defense with Raid Shadow Legends meta, and also the production quality. This game is like very high production quality. Countries wise, this is US mainly.
Yeah.
45% of revenue is US. And even if we zoom into this chart and take off all countries filter into US filter, you can see that it will be at the top of the list.
It's
Not counting Kingdom Guard, because Kingdom Guard is a
it's not
4x.
tower defense.
Yeah, so it's there. With Arc Knights right beside it, and then Rush Royale. If we go to Rush Royale itself, which should be here, regarding the country split, there we go. It's nearly 200 million already from its inception in 2020, and again, US is first with 30% of the revenue.
Germany
but again,
is quite high.
yeah, you see the mix there. It's a Western mix game pretty much, because there's US, then there's Germany 10%, France. Okay, there's South Korea, but there's still UK, Canada, Russia, Brazil, Netherlands, Switzerland. I can even see Taiwan anywhere here. So that speaks a lot. So this is the westernized version, basically.
It's not that big delta in terms of IAPs, then. I thought it'd be
What-
bigger.
What do you mean?
No,
Like between the random dice and
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the random dice game? 190 versus what?
130.
30.
Yeah, and they had 2 years on top on
Yeah.
the market time. So
Rush Royale had a lot more ad revenue, though, I think.
yeah.
50-50 now, they said.
Yeah, let me
No.
bring it up. I have the...
30 or 40%, not 50-50.
Let me go back in my notes. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
confirm or deny, so that usually means I'm right.
Yeah. No, they said you're pretty close.
Yeah, it was 36%.
Okay.
So what this means
Not bad.
it's pretty much like if we go by revenue, Lucky Defense is pretty much the third kind of in its category by revenue. We still don't know ads, but
It was
like,
last 30 days. Is this?
yeah, this last 30
Okay.
days. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Yeah. So that's there. Shall we go through the game?
Oh, no server maintenance.
No server maintenance.
Amazing.
Yeah. So the game is very, very special. I was researching
because
some
it's
stuff.
a special episode.
No, man. This is like beyond
Matej special.
This is beyond special. Because some of the system in this game, those are like I don't know. It's like a Korean meme, literally. So there's this very, very interesting setup this game has, because normally, and let me switch to normal difficulty, and you'll see.
Oh, hello.
To the grasslands. There we go. Which I already finished. So they kept some parts, I guess, a lot of learnings from random dice. That's why it's called Lucky Defense, because luck factor is still super, super strong. I guess even more strong than usual. The game's kind of very hard to read what's actually happening. So let's go one by one, because I think a lot of people don't understand actually.
You saying that makes me feel a lot better, because I didn't really know what was going on.
So the first thing is, nobody summons anything by 90 mobs, and you literally get yelled at if you do that. That's how crazy this game is.
For the 200 coins, right?
Yeah, because there's this mission that like have 200 coins, whatever. If you hit 90 mobs on the field, and only then you'll see my opponent, my teammate, just there. Because everybody plays it like this, and it's so, like, in my opinion, this is not a good design, because you're literally intending like to be the optimal gameplay, to not play the game. So I'll get to it. Anyway, you summon these, let's say, units on your part of the field. On the other hand, there's the opponent's part of the field. There's no kind of exit or whatever the mobs where they hit you and damage you. They change the win condition. This is one of the big innovations of the game. The win-lose condition is that you cannot pass this meter on top, which measures how many mobs there are actually on the battlefield. And you both can pretty much kill them as they go through this kind of common road in the middle. And then you just summon more stuff and kind of try to as much damage as possible. They come in waves. Each wave kind of produces more monsters. Again, they stay on the field. If you are too slow to kill them, you lose. Very, very simple. You can summon these like additional golem mobs from time to time. And I'll get to it, because like you there's so many buttons you need to click in this game. It's like not even funny. So you continue.
Funny.
You see these mobs. No, you don't upgrade these guys ever. You don't ever upgrade the bandits, because bandits is the only useful common unit. There's no other unit, because they have a chance to get 10 gold by attacking. That's it. You leave them forever. The other mechanic that they have here is that when you merge these units, they randomly merge in higher rarity. So they go from common to like we are here, to rare, from rare to epic. And then these epic guys, they go to legendary. And once you have legendary, you start to complete these recipes for mythic units. This is like one of the core mechanics of the game. I'll get to it later. But first, let's finish this kind of whole set. So you get coins by killing the enemies. Then you can summon more people here on the board and like combine them. It's all random. Like I don't know which merge will pretty much lead this. It will just be, again, random Sandman guy. I can gamble and get these special tokens from bosses and elites and do this kind of a gambling mechanic. The only thing that you need to do is the middle one. You never do the left one or right one, just based on the player's min-max preference, because it's gonna be very hard. So you always have a 20% chance to summon epic
Wait,
unit.
how did
and
you figure this out?
I read the guide online.
I just played for fun, like an idiot. Like
got one by a friend actually, but like this is so like without the guide you just don't understand anything. I'm sorry, this game is just so complex. I'll get to it. So you have these gambling slots which you can again you see like I just got the like a guy here. Let's do that. You can also upgrade specific rarity.
That's why I told you, like, upgrade the shit. No,
you don't do that. You don't do that. You do the very specific thing. Like I literally have like a guide that tells you like if this happens by wave 6, you only upgrade this. If this happens by wait, really, I'm not joking. And guys, in hard mode, you don't do shit if you don't follow that.
Dude, do your guides say when you should watch ads or not?
Or
No.
when you want to have fun, just play for fun. And then
You don't play for fun, Matej. You don't play this for fun.
Yeah, exactly. you play game for ads. So come on.
Yeah. So the main goal here is to have literally 3 or 4 of these specific. Like if you don't get a bad guy by wave 30, you basically lose. I'll get to what the bad guy does. But let me try to kind of make this a little bit more orderly. There's, by the way, very important how these kind of ranges of these units are, because you see like this is like a big range one. This is pretty much a melee one. I need to put it here. There's lots of stuff. Let me can summon more units here.
Oh, so many fails.
Yeah, but it's good because like in the end there's even like PT mechanic on these fails and stuff like that. So yeah. 1 second, nearly died there. Oh, this is a shitty one. Okay, let's try this one.
Oh, you almost
not this guy.
Not this guy.
It's not a good one. Whatever. So we summon a mythic unit, call demon, but it's a shit one. It's like we're gonna lose anyway because we did get like a bad like, because I didn't have luck literally. Like you just need the Tiger Master for the bad guy, because if you don't have a bad guy, I'll show you what happens afterwards. There's literally a guide what you need to summon. Like the only thing that really matters, and this is like one of the big problems of these games, that these mythic units.
This Mr. Pennybags right there.
Yeah, there's Mr. Pennybags, Monopoly Man, literally called like that.
Yeah, I know.
There's literally some units that are good, and then there's other units like Ninja here or
useless
Blob. They're literally useless. That's completely useless. Like
you spawn a ninja, you think you'll be okay.
Decoy. That's decoy, man.
Useless.
No, there's a noob trap. It's not a decoy. It's a noob trap. It's literally
That's why I spawned it.
Yeah, it's completely useless. The other thing is that there's artifacts that are affecting the gameplay. And for instance, I have an artifact because the other problem is there's only 2 artifacts that matter, which is a safe and money gun. Because you see my guys here, why they have this exorbitant amount of damage added to them, because I have a artifact that literally says every wave I get 5% interest on my current gold, and then the other artifact says I have increased damage based on my current gold amount.
That's why
which literally means that the main tactic for this game is to be lucky, summon the units, and then just wait until the gold accumulates so high that you have so much damage that nothing can beat it. And that's basically it. So let's get back to it. There was like, we lost that one. Because if I would really go to the hard mode, I'll show you like just like 10 times more harder. Here's the artifact section. Those are basically all like a second power progression layer. Those are all like just stat holders pretty much. Like everything's like increase this, increase that, increase whatever percentage. And as I said, there's these 2 called save box, increase the health coins by 5% plus 5% by upgrade each wave. And then there's the money gun. And that's it. And you win the game. If you don't have these, you don't even have a chance. I'm sorry, guys, but the balancing in this game is horrible. The other interesting thing is that all these units that you have here, which are done by Shard Gacha, by the way, like none of these matters at all. Only the bandit guy matters because he gives you more gold if he kind of sticks there. That's it. Then from these rare units, only the shock troop guy matters because he gives you slow. And then from the rare units, only the another slow electro robot guy matters, and I think the tree guy also reduces enemy movement speed. That's it. You don't care about the legendary, literally, and then there's mythic ones. So literally in the guide, there's upgrade Lancelot to 6, upgrade Kitty Mage to 12, upgrade Frog Prince to 12, and have Batman guy at 1. That's it. And you don't care about anything else because you don't even have resources to upgrade anything else. By the way, this unit, this is like the definition of luck. So there's this guy called Frog Prince, which is kind of shitty by itself.
I hope you kiss him all the time.
No. It has this thing called Curse Lift. Has a 25% chance to ascend into divine being, becomes eliminated upon fail. Which means you have a 75% chance to just click and he disappears.
That's why it's called Lucky Defense.
Yeah, literally. And if you level him up to level 12, this chance increases to 35%, of course. That's great.
Is this gambling, Remo?
This is not gambling. It's just like, I'll show you how, because like some of the mechanics are really interesting. For instance, the Batman guy, you can enhance his stuff, and I'll show you what it does. But like, it's so kind of dependent on you understanding these mechanics from some external source that it's make it completely unplayable to either Western people or people that are not able to put the effort to read like 3 or 4 A4 pages how to play this game. Like if like, where did you get Felix, by the way? Like which wave did you get?
I can't remember, but I did not get to Batman.
Yeah, okay. Did you understand what you were doing?
No,
or you were
I have no
supposed to
idea.
do?
Like honestly, that's
Which unit to upgrade and stuff like that?
No.
See,
I randomly realized that not upgrading units and just summoning more was better. By random. Yeah, like, and it took literally like 2 or 3 days gameplay, and I'm like, this is fucking dumb. And I was texting you guys and being like, does anyone get what's going on?
Yeah, so random dice was kind of hard, but it was, I would say, manageable. This game is like 10 times more harder to comprehend.
But it must work, right? I mean, it's doing well.
I guess it works in Asia because people are fanatical about it, like, of course. But it takes a lot of strategy. It takes a lot of strategy. Yeah. It takes a lot of strategy, but it's definitely like the worst approachability level we have seen on the podcast, I think. Like it's and the problem is that you will think that some of these strategies are like there's this strategy, the others. No, there's one strategy. If you don't follow it, you're failed. That's it. That's how it is. The other interesting thing that they did to their gacha, by the way, and this is like I've never seen this before. So all of these units are done through shard gacha. You know, you get this guy drop from the. Oh, by the way, the gacha's this fucking the most sadistic gacha I ever saw.
Wait, what?
Yes, you didn't roll the gacha?
No.
Okay, see? So we'll get to it. So they have shard gacha here, which means that these guys, if you get a shard of this guy, you get more shards, you upgrade him, blah, blah, blah. Very easy. But the last rarity level of units, these mythic units, they have shared shards. They don't have unit-specific shards. They have these like flames. And
all for mythic.
Yeah, and for all mythic units. So if I want to upgrade my Kitty Mage guy, he shares the shards with all the other guys. And then the kicker is they are giving the units through hard currency. So if you want to unlock them, you can just pay hard currency. And if you go to the shop, you can directly pay for their shards because they're all universal through hard currency. So they literally broke all of the main gacha rules of like not direct purchase because it's all direct purchase. So
which mythic creatures did you buy, Matej?
Well, I have. Let me check.
Which one?
I think I have 2, but I'm not sure if I bought them. Okay. Obviously, the ninja guy and then one more.
Ninja guy is given to tutorial, I think.
Yeah.
And then blob guy, yeah.
No, I don't have the blob
or monopoly guy. Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, let's get to gacha. Check. Because this is like
this is amazing.
This is a masterpiece of sadistic emotions, literally.
This is great. No, it's
with a bat.
So with gachas, the current trend in the
I
West.
have Batman. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's
Batman.
great. Yeah, man. The gachas, the trend in the West is to alleviate the randomness, to be able to feel that you control the randomness somehow, to make it less random.
Idea.
It's like we give you wish lists so you can increase the chance for the unit that you want, or we give you like 3 gachas, so if you want weapons, roll this, roll that, blah, blah, blah. So people are given more agency, and they feel that it's not that this thing is like on steroids random. So what happens is that you can recruit 5 units. and you press the button, it consumes 30 scrolls, and there's like 10 units going into their castle, and there's suddenly something is fucking them up. And there you go. And out of those 10 units, just 2 passed in, and all the others were fucked up. And that's how it goes.
I think it was like 1 or 2 times when I got 5, and then got free
the percentages. So what happens is that it can go also the other way around. Here's our favorite guy, which will just like baseball bat the units. So 2 again. There we go. Let's try again. Maybe finally we'll get somewhere. Oh, there's a mythic unit. No, we didn't get it.
So close. So close.
Imagine I would do this with like 10 times more resources. Instead of 30, I would use 300 and it would just multiply the pain.
So stingy.
Yeah, let's try again. Our baseball bat guy again. Okay, finally make it.
4, 5,
6, 7.
Okay, so what happens if 5 units passed in? You now have another try where 6 units needs to pass in, but again, more will come on the road. So now...
Now you're fucked.
Okay. So it goes to 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 is the last one. It can go there. The important part is, and this is the most sadistic one, every fucking single mythic unit gets bet off. Because, and this is the crux of the problem, if you roll somewhere here, where is it?
It's probability information.
Yeah. See, it's like grayscaled. It's not even I button. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
So these on the top are appearance rate. It means what is the chance of you seeing this unit? So 30% common, rare 18, 12, legendary, mythic. That's okay, like 1.8 mythic percent. That shouldn't be that horrible, no?
Yeah, but from that 1%, you have 5%.
Acquisition rate, which means probability of the Guardians being successfully recruited, which means it doesn't being UFO'd, smashed, batted out, or whatever. So everything's pretty much 50% except mythic, which is 5. Which means that every fucking single mythic guardian that you will see jumping down the road, nicely going to your castle, will get fired away. Every single one of them, literally.
Whoa.
Literally, guys, this is the most sadistic gacha I have ever seen, ever. Like, we should do a prize at the end of the year.
Okay, we can put it on the list.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we got the prize anyway, right? For the best podcast. So thank you very much, guys, for all the nice words.
Surprisingly, we also got the best Photoshop skills award at the same time.
Absolutely.
Sure, same category.
Same category.
Anyway, so what they did is pretty much they took randomness and they amplified by 10. It's like as random as it can get. Literally.
Are people not pissed off about that?
I think they're completely pissed off.
But it's still
I don't see
them
revenues.
Yeah.
I think in Asia the mentality is a little bit different regarding approach to free-to-play games. So I think people find this intriguing instead of annoying or like outputting. Because in the West, my guess that would happen for this. Just going and finishing the feature set here. So there's your standard shop with some standard offers, the typical carousel where these things can refresh. Some are for free, then ads come in. Then like the artifact mine, 1 more artifact per day per ad, some free gold, again, which there's
leave it.
placements.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, I'll leave it. Right. Then, as I said, like this incomprehensible thing of buying the mythic shards, which are common for every mythic unit, whatever. Then we have the shard tier of these units, as we talked there. They unlock abilities as they progress through these levels, and they get exponentially higher and higher, like a typical shard gacha, except the mythic one. And then we have the VIP shop. Then we have special offer section, which are just offers in the section. First purchase, kind of a extra mythic unit, some more offers. Then you have the typical quest system, like your usual like daily engagement kind of measurement. Then our sadistic gacha, which we talk about. Then we have the pass, which you can, by the way, speed up by ads by giving kind of more points into pass. That's pretty nice. This is an interesting one. Daily
Dude,
fortune.
stop stealing my stuff.
Yeah, just finish the feature set.
Stop.
So there's a daily fortune. Okay, let's leave this for Felix. The other important part. So difficulty. This thing just have two modes for now: the normal mode and hard mode. Normal mode is like a mode for everyone with luck, as you've seen before.
Mm.
And then there's the hard mode, which adds a lot of multipliers on, let's say, like literally, it's like very similar to Diablo, where you start just with like minus resist, basically. So you start with minus 50% slow, stun. You get more rewards because you can get artifact keys out of it, and there's dungeon, which is, by the way, very important because we can hop in there for a second.
Oh yeah, please do.
So yeah, let's move to hard first.
Hello.
There's, by the way, they already teased the third difficulty here in the notice section in the last update. It's here. But yeah, we'll see about that one because even this part of the game still like update coming soon. I don't know what's there. And yeah, by the way, there's the artifact section, which is just like passive and shard gacha there. And as I said, the save box and the money gun is the main thing that you want to have. Otherwise, all the other things are kind of optional. So let's get into hard mode where I go to
dungeon.
Like wave 40 and then to dungeon. You haven't seen the dungeon? Okay. So dungeon is like a very interesting mechanic that these guys added, which adds another win-fail state condition on the match. So matches take, if you finish by wave 80, it can take a lot of time, but there's literally a fixed timer with dungeon that you need to beat in 15 minutes in the meantime. And what it does, it pretty much creates another field where I can move units between my board and into the dungeon, and I need to cover both of them at once. So me and my partner, we also not only need to keep the units from passing 106 or whatever on the map, we also need to kill the dungeon bosses. And by the way, there are 5 of them, not just one. So how you play this, you wait. And then you wait more. I just like, I don't even want to wait because lots of games just end up because we didn't summon like enough and fast enough because people are just kind of, stuff happens. Okay, we need to do this now. Let me give one more gamble. Okay, failed. Let's merge this one. No bandits, this is not good. Okay, one guy has already a big one.
What just happened, man?
Yeah.
So my partner already got the epic unit by random chance, which is great because he will help us a lot. That means I don't have any other epic units. I need to upgrade at least my common and rare units. You do that before wave 6 if you don't have any epic units, like I just did. Otherwise, you just won't survive. That's basically how the game starts. Yeah. I'm just literally saying what's happening.
So you're playing on the left and then reading the guide on the right screen.
No. I've done this like 1,000 times. The other problem is that we don't have any bandits, and we should have some bandits by this point that we should have put into the dungeon. By the way, you can do this follow the mobs on the map and just like try to help them, but yeah, not gonna happen now.
I still don't really understand what's happening.
We're trying to cut down the mobs, otherwise we're gonna be dead.
Yeah, I get that part.
Yeah. It really all depends on like how lucky you are, like what you get summoned. Like for instance, just let's roll these two. Okay, we got it. Yeah. That's great. Okay, our guy got the turtle. It's not really okay. I don't know if we even gonna.
You're just gonna get.
Okay. You can see his damage against mine. Damage, by the way, it's gonna be shockingly higher. Yeah, I did like 1 million. He did only 5 million. That's there.
There you go.
Let's summon the golem in the meantime. Maybe we'll get a little bit more lucky and get some epic units actually on the board.
Lucky is not your second name, Mr. Jakub.
This thing is like literally said this. This is the problem. This is the problem with this game, that negative emotions are just much more potent than positive, which are the only ones that will remain in the end.
Well, you suck at this game again.
First lucky unit. I'm not gonna summon this guy.
It's not sucking. It's just lucky, bro.
Unlucky. Very unlucky. Very unlucky defense.
I have recorded a video of one of the games I did to show you what the full form will look like, because I knew that I wouldn't be that lucky on stream. Of course.
No, didn't you hear?
What do you
Nobody cares. No. I'm really curious to see how lucky you are.
So this is.
I think I got like to wave 37 or something.
See, this is how you put the guy into the dungeon. I guess this guy is Okay, he's trying to do it with like normal mobs, but like we're gonna die if we don't. Any one of us needs to have a Batman or
Batman.
Yeah, Batman's just like completely OP, and this is the big problem within this game, that the balancing is so like one-sided, that either you have something like literally binary. Like if you have these things, you're okay. If you don't have these things, you're completely far. There's no middle ground. Like literally, I'll show you why. See, he has a Batman. There we go. There we go. See his damage?
So you'll be okay.
We'll see. The problem is that he will need to put his Batman into the dungeon to actually kill these bosses, because these guys are literally just tickling him. Otherwise, in 8 minutes, we're dead anyway because of the dungeon. And I don't have really good units on the field. Like, mines are completely shit. Okay, now at least have the bandits. Let me put them into the dungeon.
What if you actually summon the 2 mythics you have there?
Because those are completely shit. Like, no use of them.
They're not.
Okay.
Yeah,
now pray. Okay, again, this shit.
Aren't they better than nothing?
They're good for like 1 or 2 waves, then they're completely useless later. So you wouldn't like, you either rather lose faster and then like go into the next game, and you know, it doesn't matter. He has a pretty good composition. He has a +9 Batman, Kitty Mage. He's missing Lancelot there. I don't know what's his level of Kitty Mage, but I guess it could be good. There's a support character actually, like refreshes mana of these other characters. Then we try to summon some more stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
You actually like, you need to click a lot of buttons, like
and
fast.
then you can't read or understand what's happening on the field, right?
Like you just need to do it by heart. Like it's like, yeah, I can even summon like Kitty Mage. Doesn't matter anyway.
Can't even summon shit.
So
Okay, enough gameplay. Come on, let's talk about ads.
No.
It's gonna be
actually, it's a good game. I think it's fun.
It is. The thing is that if you know what to do, it's actually pretty good game. But until you get to the point of what to do, it takes a fucking long time of reading guides on the internet.
How long did it take you to get good at this?
3 days.
Still didn't get there.
No, it's like at some point it's pretty much like a resource question, because just his guys are higher level probably than me. Like if they pass,
he's level 14.
No. I mean, that probably also means that that let's say he has abilities that I don't have, like the let's say his frog rings could be 35% chance instead of mine 25, and so on and so forth. So that could be there. By the way, at this point, I shouldn't be even summoning, because I should be saving
the gold
for the damage, which I don't have. But I'm just like, my units are completely useless, so I'm trying very hard to kind of summon again another one of these storm elemental shits. So if I don't get the tiger by wave 30, it's kind of that's a problem. So see, let's give you the damage comparison. So I did 220 million, and the guy I'm with did 33 billion. That's the difference between our damage, just for you to understand like the difference. So
he's carrying you quite a lot, man.
Yeah, I'm just literally I could be just sitting here and like he will kill everything. Doesn't really matter. I don't have. If I would get the Batman, actually, I could save us, because I could put my Batman into the dungeon. But I don't have a Batman.
Every time you said Batman, it's just Batman from Gotham City.
I'll show you. Or maybe we could try. Let's try at least Frog Mage. Wow, there we go. 25% chance. King Dian. This is the higher being of the thing, but it's still like he has what, like 30k damage. Do you see his Batman? It's 3,245,300 plus 30k on top of the base damage. That's his damage.
Still increasing.
Yeah, it's still increasing, of course, because he's upgrading the legendary units here, which I can also do, but doesn't really make sense. Like, when the guy's like 60k damage. That's laughable.
Is there a way to fix this, or like?
Yeah, there's a way to fix this, but not in this game anymore. In a way, like in the Western follow-up, probably.
Yeah, that's gonna be way easier than this.
So how would you fix this, Rima?
How would you fix this? You design the units differently, and you design the monsters differently. Because the problem here is that every map, and there are just 2 maps, has the same strategy. There's no different strategy between the maps. The things with, let's say, Rush Royale, what Rush Royale does is that they add more units through the way, like these arenas or what, like Clash Royale, and that changes your deck composition because suddenly some units are better for this, for that, blah blah blah, and like you do these things. And also it's PvP. This is PvE, which means it's cooperative, but there's only one best strategy to tackle these units because they're not like this units require a fire guy, this units require whatever water guy. It's like none of these incentive systems are in the game. It's just like you follow this, you need to have these artifacts, these compositions, and there's literally a guide what should happen after each wave and what should you click, like literally. And if you don't do that, you don't have a chance at hard mode. Maybe you could do like normal mode pretty okay-ish, but hard mode, no. Like I don't know if you're gonna get killed by this guy because he needs to move his guys. See how he's moving the Batman around the field? Yeah, and there we're gonna be fucked because if this guy doesn't go back to his Batman here in 12 seconds, I guess we're gonna kill it. Mind I'm literally tickling him, like my home composition. Yeah.
Game over.
We actually lost because my guys were slowing him so his Batman couldn't reach him. Literally. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So to see, or let's show you how it actually works in practice, this kind of a whole strategy, this is how it actually looks. So this is a game that I played before where let's say guy over me has 3 Batmans, I have 2 Batmans, and if you see the damage of our guys, it's actually 20k base, or let's say 18k base, 5,643,822. That's from 1 Batman. And this is the problem, that you either have this unit or you don't.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, and also
it's like you're getting the minigun in Survivor IO. Just makes things a lot easier.
Yeah. And the other thing is this like completely OP artifact that you have here, the safe box and the money gun, which is just at some point it gives you so much advantage that like any other strategy is pretty much useless. Like just upgrade these 2 things. That's there. Yeah, I don't know if I forgot anything here.
Yeah. Let's talk ads.
Yeah, let's talk ads. Maybe I'll figure out
40
something more.
minute podcast, and Matej's been at a bachelor party, and now we're getting to ads.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it from here. But
I could stay in Lisbon. Fucking hell.
Yeah. So let's talk about ads quickly, right? Because the main issue is that this type of gameplay, it's not really set up that you're going to get a lot of impressions, right? Or the input is going to be pretty much handicapped on what you can get, essentially, because how the gameplay is set up. But they're also kind of lacking a couple of basic game placements and notification things that we'll talk about. So yeah, it makes a lot of IAP revenue. So ads would always take a secondary like place to that. But I'm coming at this from a very Western mindset, and they're pretty much tailored towards the Asian market, which is not the same, right?
Yeah.
So they have ad placements. They have double points on the home screen, daily fortune, after game ads. They have the rewards for watching ads 3 in a row, and they have a bunch of ad placements in the store. But what I did before we going into like the placements, right? You can go through them now. So in the store, you have free diamonds. That's conditioned. So the first one is free. Then you can watch 2 of them. They have a really interesting reset mechanic. I don't know if you have to ever use that, Jakub. I didn't ask you about that in the chat.
Always use that. Because
but
this
you
is
use the coins and then,
use both of them. Because this is the only way to get bandits to level 6, because bandits at level 6 unlocks loot, and loot has a 5% chance to get 10 coins when attacking, which is completely game-changing.
The reset is clever, right? But it's capped at 2 a day, right? So that pretty much hinders the Imta, which from a really powerful like placement, right? And then if you scroll down, you have the same one for gold.
There's artifact mine on top of
artifact as well. Yeah. Do you think people go in there and like peek all of these? Because I don't think they do, right?
The resets?
Yeah.
I do
all the placements in the store every day.
Yes, of course. I do them all the time.
Yeah, but it's you.
But I'm in Maxer, you know.
Yeah.
And you don't pay shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if we go to the main screen, right? Here comes the main big issue from a Western approach and from this approach, right? So none of the ad placements are explained at all. It's terrible notification. Like the Daily Fortune never has a like red notification button. If you click on it, you don't really know what the potential is you can get from this placement and what it does, right? So I looked at it twice.
It tells
and then,
you fortune.
Exactly,
Tells
right?
you
Like
fortune.
no one in the West is going to watch this because there's no notification and there's no description of what you can get. So for a
Aren't you
Western,
curious?
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was Felix saying.
no,
that's
no, no.
right.
From
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Western
yeah.
market, this is never going to get impressions, right? And the double points, like from a Western approach, you don't really know what double points this gets you. It doesn't show which actual unit it is or what type of like things you get. So you're not from a Western
Not even
perspective.
explained in it.
Absolutely not. So you click on it, and I'm like, why should I watch the ad here, right? So these are usually the most powerful placements in a game because it gives you the notification and usually like before a game starting, right? So I looked back at my game notes. So I looked at some of the games I've been working at that had a impression per DAU on average of higher than 8. So impression per DAU 8, not easy feat to do, right? So here, 40% of the impressions tend to come from an ad unit, from an ad placement of rewarded ads at level start, and then about 20% of the other impressions come from an after level boost, right? So that is usually in these type of level games in the West, at least, what makes up the core of your impressions per DAU, right? And here, if you start a game quickly, there's no pre-game, and the main ad units that you see on the main screen where most of the users will actually go and see, they're not explained well. So basically already from this perspective, they kind of shot themselves in the foot because this is usually the most powerful like game placement that you do before a level. And they're not well explained and they're hidden in the store. So I have a feeling that majority of the impressions are happening in the store. You go in, you do your time when you're playing first during the day, and that means you're kind of capped, right? So usually like the percentage of users that go in the store, it's not 100% of users, it's not 50% of users, it's 40% if you're lucky, right? And then after you play this for a while, you're not going to go in and look at these other ones. You're going to do the store, but that means you're capped, right?
It's pretty much like we put some economy resource budget behind ads, and that's it.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And then the after level one is suffering from the same thing, right? So like I said before, right? So the after level boost is 20% usually of impressions, of rewarded impressions. But the main issue with this game is after the level, the ad button for an after level ad
this
boost, is so tiny. It's either this or it's on the trophies that you could increase the trophies or more rewards. It doesn't explain what the rewards are or what you can get.
Oh, you could click on the trophies?
You can click on the trophies, yeah.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, but so normally here for a Western market, you'd put either if you want to be aggressive, you'd put the ad button at the bottom and only show the lobby button after 4 seconds.
Yeah.
No, you would put the W button on the bottom and just leave it as ad placement. And you put a small X on top right. That's it.
Exactly.
Or that, yeah.
So
I was just checking it on one other game today. It's like that, literally.
Yeah. So I don't think they're basically from these small design quirks, I guess, for being a Western Eastern game or from Asia, they're missing out on these key ad placements, which are like really key to having a lot of high impression per DAU.
Good question.
Does it matter? I don't think so.
No. I don't want to. I didn't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's the composition of DAU. Like, what kind of eCPMs we can get in South Korea?
Right. Okay. Very good question. So let's get into this. So let's get into the ad estimates here. So basically, I handicapped it at about 40 to 45% ad viewer rates because I still think it's relatively high. So that's usually the cutoff for a good ad placement. So I think they're over that because the economy is compelling enough, especially with the daily ad reward that you need to watch X amount of ads, which is 3. But basically, since it's in the store and it's capped, I don't think it's higher than 4.5, maybe 5 at most because of all the quirks that we kind of went through before, right? So that means that they're showing about 3.8 rewarded impressions per day, maybe, to 45% of the user base. So that means that they're earning about $24,000 a day from ads, or about 11% of total IAP revenue. And that's also with me handicapping the eCPM to extremely high level, because what you have is a user base that's playing the game, that's making a lot of IAPs, and that has a very limited amount of impressions that's shown to them, right? So I have looked at similar other games where I basically had crazy amount of high IAP revenue, and the eCPMs we were getting in the States there was like $87 on Android and iOS. And it's kind of the same kind of split, like ad revenue is below or around 10%. So I think the global eCPM is probably around $38 to $45 here. And yeah, it's really high, right? But basically it's because you're starving these networks of having more impressions, and it's not that many per session. So they're also, if we would have recorded this last week, if we look at their like mix up of networks, last week they didn't have Facebook. This week they do.
Yeah.
They added it to that apps.txt file.
Maybe server maintenance.
It was like one of those
server
things, like
maintenance,
server
absolutely,
maintenance.
yeah.
I was looking at it, I was like, guys, like for fuck's sake, Meta. So now the only network they're missing is Moloko, which is really strong on rewarded, which is another 10%. But last week it was looking worse than it is now, right? But yeah, from my perspective, like the biggest gains they can do is just adding notification buttons and explaining their ad units better. Like that's going to get so many more impressions. But also thinking about if you can do some kind of ad placement, like the Daily Fortune, moving that to before the level, like that could be an interesting thing to do. But it's just really badly explained. Like that's it. Yeah.
To be honest, like I think they need to put also some content or some like other more smart ad placements into it. Like for instance, I don't know if you got there, but they had this PvP event at some point that was running here where you could play against other players. Pretty much the original random dice game where you would summon against your guy, and what was the win condition there? Something like I think boss or something that, like, again, pretty much two people on a like same condition, and whoever was able to kind of keep up with the other and stuff like that. So they had the PvP mode, but as I said, like all of the ad placements are pretty much expansion of the economy budget. They're not like the usual smart ones like you would have in, let's say, like Survivor.io, like One More Life or whatever. Like I know you can do this with like a synchronous game, but come on, guys, like they could be different things there.
Yeah, the life, I looked that up as well. Like if you want more lives, that's usually also maybe like 10 to 20% of impressions as well, right? So it's usually a very popular ad placement.
It's not applicable to this game, but definitely they could run some other content on, like, or maybe the fucking best monetization thing in the world, save the guys that you fucking fired from the gacha and monetize that.
Here's the thing, right? So let's say they double their impression per DAU and increase the ad view rate to 55% and get 7 impressions per DAU instead of 3.8. That means they're making like 55k a day, so an extra 25k a day.
So 1/6.
Yeah, exactly, and that would be 22% of ad revenue instead. It's like, but the economy sounds like it's so like out of whack. They probably can earn way more money by just focusing on that instead, right? Like,
yeah, I'll leave my prediction with the economy by the end. Let's give Matej some space, and then we can
don't worry, it's
about
it's not a lot of things.
Is it two monkeys in your head right now that are banging UA symbols together?
No,
don't forget to press whole screen on the creators.
Yeah, don't forget to fuck yourself
and
as
mute
well.
the sound.
Oh, okay, mute the
By
sound.
the way, this game had Korean sound until last week. They didn't even translate the sound. Everything was in Korean, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't worry. It's not going to be a lot of ads. It's, if we talked about the creative depth before, this on the scale from 1 to 10, 2. There's not a lot of creatives. But don't worry. They started working with one great guy recently, so they will have they will have more. They will have more coming in the near future. Anyway, but yeah, they're running the usual stuff, which is Facebook, Google, Uplavin, Moloko, and even TikTok, even though it's not here.
Wait, were they working with Moloko on the UA side and they're not working with them on the monetization side?
Yeah.
Just to troll you.
Guys.
Yep.
Guys.
Exactly. And in the West, let's just do this in the US, and they're not big in the US because from the game like this and from the previous games I managed, which was very similar to Rush Royale, the CPIs are quite high, and this is a playable ad, which they have on Uplavin, which is great, but there's no playable ad. It's just like playable end card. So guys, this is not
an animated end card.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great setup.
Full screen.
Oh, you don't hear the music.
That's
it's
good.
like West driving on a horse.
Go full screen.
Oh yeah. The thing is, so this is the first creative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the gameplay, obviously, because even though you
a little bit of fakeness,
it's altered gameplay, right?
Yeah,
you lucky? Gameplay. You lucky? No, well, not really lucky. This is another one, which is exactly the same. They have a lot of banner ads on Uplavin, which is interesting approach. I would definitely go for more playables. These, my friends, are just an interesting iteration on the noob versus pro.
Full screen.
Yeah. And then there's a god afterwards. So we have, again, 2 videos for now. We have 2 videos for now, and then there's another video which we already saw. But now, yeah. And let's just go to Facebook because, okay, we have this one as well on Uplavin. And again, so what do we have, 3 for now? And that's it. So let's go.
This looks like some old build of the game with a different UI on the merging unit. Could be very old creative.
Oh, we have a lucky coupon, statics. There's this new one. Well, you are missing out a lot on the music.
I could imagine.
It's just it doesn't really fit the game. But at least if you're lucky, and everything is really short and not so complex. So if you remember all the previous creative trends we had before, there's basically there's
no great hooks either, right?
No
hooks,
but
pretty much.
Just wait a second. Oh well, you have this. It's kind of funny. And then one more
UGC.
One more UGC video.
Is he real? Or is not?
He is real. I think this was on TikTok, running on TikTok. And also they run Reddit, so we would definitely advise to close that as soon as possible because there's absolutely.
I think one thing that we're missing here in the mix is that they probably have a pretty fanatical community because of random dice on some cacao or other.
There's a hook.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This was nice.
Yeah, this is a new one. Oh, man, but ooh. Yeah.
So the statistical chance of this is 0.
Yeah. But again, you see the cat there?
Yeah.
And yeah, we have few more, but mostly static on Facebook and everything. But then let's check actually this. This is way more fun. And
in Korean?
Yes. This is only in Korea. And man, I would really love you to hear this sound.
That's why it's making 80% of revenues from Korea, because it's completely catered towards Korea.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, these creatives will never work in US.
Yeah. Or in the West.
Absolutely never in the West, because they're nothing is happening there. But yeah, as I said, don't worry. The thing is, I I put this to 11 labs for the English translation by AI. I was in fucking tears.
What they're saying, yeah.
It's like,
What are they saying? What are they saying?
it was just an interview and talking about the defense and chances and everything and the luck in the game. I mean, like this concept, like if they translated this, like the interview or the press conference, I love it. It's great. But it was so funny when I was playing this.
This just confirms my assumption that this whole thing is just made for Korea, by Korea, and they just don't care about the outside world.
They care. They really care. But it's really
you mean
hard.
3% US revenue?
Yeah, because
does it sound like care?
It does, because the thing is, like with these types of creatives, they don't, it's not gonna work. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not gonna work.
Why they just don't copy Rush Royals? Or Rush Royale is doing the most like cutting edge Kingdom Guard snake shit and whatever altered gameplay.
Yeah, they will get there. Don't worry, they will get there. It's just not there yet. So like, I honestly like this is it. This is all you can see. So the thing is, like, so low amount of creatives, not very catered towards the West audience. So it's not gonna get more than like this 3% of revenues in the US when you have these types of creatives. So that's
let's
it.
do
man.
should we do our scores?
Yeah, before we do our scores, give me the screen for a second. I'll show you one very interesting thing that I think will happen.
Yeah.
Even though I really love the unique concepts that our friends from 1100% produce, and I think they're literally amazing, I'm unfortunately afraid that this whole situation will just repeat by itself, which means that the game will peak for some few months here, somewhere around the same cap, which is where we are. We're already there, pretty much 8 million a month or whatever, IAP-wise. Let's say 8 to 9, I don't know, like this whole thing. And then from that point on, it will be downhill all the way. And at some point, somebody will do a Western copy, like our friends from MimeGaze did last time.
Are looking at this right now.
MimeGaze are already doing it.
Hello, Anton.
And the situation repeats, unfortunately, because I don't see this being even sustainable long term, because their economy of the game, as I said, is hampered by some very specific decisions, such as the share shards of the Mythic units, which you can, by the way, directly buy through the shop anyway. And like, there's really no randomness. Like, I have whatever 9,000 gem. I can just go in here and I can just buy 3 different Mythic units outright immediately if I wanted to.
Yep.
So it's and on top of that, you have this sadistic gacha thing going, which like it's not even like in the guide. It's not even recommended to use gacha at all. Like scrolls are not the priority, to be honest. Like, again, which screams to me like a game that doesn't have a gacha as a priority.
They're anti-gacha club, bro.
Like,
that's why he's wearing this T-shirt.
Yeah.
I getting the thing. Like, they're super unique, and as I said, mainly for their audience and like people that know in Korea. I guess it works great, and that's amazing. But I guess this thing in the chart, like, that's probably your peak, and that's it. And I don't expect this game to kind of grow from here into like whatever Archives, which makes 15 million a month.
But give us a score then.
8.
Yeah, you're bitching about this game for an hour and it's 8.
Because they single-handedly
it's like a connoisseur going to a restaurant and is like a bit upset about the potatoes.
Oh man, they single-handedly
ran for just 40 minutes about an 8.
Some things are great. The win condition is great.
Stop. Stop finally.
Stop.
Shush.
Okay.
8.
I give them a 4 because they have ads, but they're not optimized. But the thing is, like, what's on the table, I would say, is probably another 24k a day, which would bring them to 20% ad, like, overall ad revenue. I don't know if that's anywhere close, but if they do these Western changes, what is the impact in Korea, right? And then you have to talk about segmentation. So it's really difficult to actually talk about. But these ad placements won't work in the West. And you need the ad placements that work in the West if you want to pursue
Who cares about
an ad
ad placements?
strategy.
The whole game won't work in the West.
Yeah. Look, I will be more generous, but only because they know they are not suitable. They can't do well in the West, and they're already trying to find help, which is great. So I will give them generous 6.5, just for
We hit rock bottom
Encouragement.
creativity. 6.5.
Encouragement.
And you tell
Encouragement.
me.
Encouragement. Just encouragement. There's
And
huge
on that-
potential.
And on that note, it's time to end here another fantastic episode with the 2.5 gamers, who this week was the half gamer was Matej after his long weekend in Lisbon. But don't worry, folks, we'll be back again with another wonderful episode either this week or next week.
Yeah, as usual, Summer Prophecy, half a year passes, and this game gets a Western release. I can guarantee that.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
Well,
cool.
yeah.
Back to the game, but all right.
Back to the game. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very much.
listening. Yeah, join our Slack channel
Yeah.
and see you next time. Bye-bye.